PCI penalties. Are you liable for PCI data on your network or your customers? Well, we're going to be talking about the payment card industry, and the payment card industry and the standards that have been set before it has been around on version 3 since the 2013. So they are looking to come on up at the end of this year, beginning of next year, with the PCI version 4.0 compliance. And so if we take a look at the history of PCI industry, we can see that they came out with the Payment Card Industry Security Standards Council back in 2006. So it's been around for over 16 plus years. And now we are coming up with the version 4.0 expectations. And these expectations are quite a bit different than what is currently in place, because you got to remember that cloud-based solutions back in 2013 are not something that would have been thought about for standard testing and compliances. So as we take a look at what's changing when the PCI DSS Standard 4.0 arrives here later in 2020 or 2021, the objectives are to ensure the standards continue to meet the security needs of the payment card industry. Adds flexibility to support additional methodologies. It's looking to promote security as a continuous process and enhance the validation methods and procedures. So the main core 6 areas that they're going to be taking a look at when a PCI assessment is done is situational awareness, microsegmentation, threat hunting, cloud migration, PCI compliance, and data loss monitoring and analysis. So it's going to be taking a look at the endpoint protection within your IT environment. So IT is going to have to be actively involved with this. And we'll be looking at application security to each device, along as we add workload protections. So the workload protection should be used to simplify the process of any migration or security processes in place. So let's take a look at what are the top 5 things every company should consider in a compliance solution. Despite the seas of change as we work each and every day, compliance remains a mainstay. Thankfully for technology, most of this has been easier to maintain, and regulatory compliance changes. Learning management systems and other types of software can automatically track compliance training programs, manage them, and deliver data to the regulatory bodies when necessary. Investing in a compliance solution does more than keep a company out of regulatory trouble. It puts money in their pockets. One study found that after enabling compliance technologies, companies save an average of $1.4 million in compliancy costs. So, again, regulations are going to be becoming very aggressive here in the future, so we want to make sure that we have a process in place. There's many great tools that can do both HIPAA, PCI, and PII compliance testing, but we're going to be talking specifically not about a tool set of recommendation, but about processes to have in place as PCI is looked at as the next money grab for compliance testers. Situation number 1 here. Look for a solution with highly automated reporting capabilities. When it comes time for a company to report on its compliance effort, they need to be able to deliver data in appropriate regulatory bodies. Most compliance solutions aid this process and make the management simple, but some solutions do better than others. For instance, when creating complex reports, some tools require manual data entry and manipulation. This introduces a great deal of risk and increases the ability of you to be second checked on a compliance data issue and fined until that is taken care of. A compliance solution that requires employees to manually put information on a completed coursework, for an example, is vulnerable to human error and forgery. A tool that automates logs every compliance issue, completion of courses, and training and recertification in an internal system is the way to keep this data accurate and ready to be audited. Number 2, you need course management and versioning capabilities. Because regulations are constantly changing, it can be difficult to maintain compliance. To maintain this unprecedented item, choose a compliance solution that has sophisticated course management and version capabilities. This will make it easier for administrators to create, modify, and track different versions of their training course when regulatory changes emerge. For instance, say a food processing plant is training new employees on a food safety course. That helps them maintain the compliance with the Food and Drug Administration. It will teach them the course and the FDA tools and regulation processes along with the training material that is included. With course management solution, updates can be made to the course and pushed out to employees for consumption. Similarly, versioning capabilities could help the restaurant identify which employees have received the updated version of a course and which will need to be recertified. Number 3, keep high-quality content top of mind. To keep compliance front and center, it must be regularly taught. But more importantly, it must also be engaging. If learning content is dry, outdated, or presented poorly, employees will absorb less and less information. In one study, 1 out of every 3 employees reported that an uninspiring content was the barrier to their learning. While training courses are relevant, engaging, and aligned with agencies' objectives, employers are more likely to consume them. To make compliance training something that workers want to do rather than have to do is the core example of having a top-of-mind process. For example, find one that allows for some course customization so that it can be aligned with your company's objective, values, or goals. And look for a tool that offers a wide range of content formats like instructor-led and, of course, online courses and videos. This way, employees can engage either way that they would like to make sure that they are learning at their best. Number 4, make sure you can customize the compliance solution. Maintaining regulatory compliance is about more than avoiding hefty fines. It's about reputation and trust. According to many studies, organizations experience numerous painful consequences after failing to meet regulations. 62% saw a dip in employee productivity, 59% saw operational efficiency decreases, 29% believe it affected their competitive difference, and 28% stated that it negatively impacted their brand and reputation. But with the right technology, companies can prevent regulatory negligence, and it negotiates this through the offers experienced. For example, some produce regular reports and analyze a company's compliance practices for mistakes and offer counsel when they need to avoid missteps in the future. These reports can also be used to boost reputation and stakeholder trust. A simple approval logo on your website increases the availability of you meeting regulatory compliance, and companies will want to do work with somebody that is in compliance. Number 5, find a solution to help you manage changing regulations. No matter the industry or trade, companies accumulate data. Data collection is becoming a popular way to grow a business. By capturing and analyzing customer data for behavior and trends, companies can improve their experience and refine marketing strategies to better align with market demands. Over the past decade, customers have become increasingly aware of how much of their data is being collected and how often it is without consent. To protect personal data and how it's used, legislation like the California's CCPA and the European's GDPR monitor data collection by forcing any company with customer or businesses in the state of California. Take a look at a recent GDPR fining against H&M clothing line, and you'll learn that a compliance issue not only can hurt your company's reputation, but shut the doors down immediately. These regulatories are not the first and incredible new beginning of people looking to exploit businesses. These regulations are not only new, but incredibly detailed. And this is just the beginning. Experts predict that there as a consumer continues to become more aware of their personal information is being used, more data privacy regulations will soon appear. With this in mind, look for a tool that can help you rapidly plan, deploy, and dynamically maintain compliance with new regulations like these around the data privacy. Choose a solution that offers a strategic consulting data audit and compliance actions. Maintaining compliance doesn't have to be another box to check. The right solution and the right processes will make it simplified for regulatory challenges. And so far, it's a big step in the right direction of planning your PCI, HIPAA, and PII compliance. The whole process is that compliances are going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to develop in the market space. And you want to be ahead of the curve so that you can have your compliances done and don't have to worry about a competitor reporting you that there could be some security issues. If you take credit cards and you have anywhere that you have a manual process, now is the time to make sure you get out ahead of the curve for these new 4.0 compliance issues and make sure you've curved that so that you don't have to have a fine coming up. Thank you.